let me just share my screen. Okay, so with or without them, so we will continue this one. So before we continue to the exercise number 6, do you guys have a question so far?
I'm sorry.
Anyone? Okay. All right, so for the exercise number 6, okay, so a bank offers a car loan at the rate of 15% compounded monthly. Write a program that allowing the user to input for the loan amount of the car and the period of years to pay. Compute and display the monthly payments to amortize the loan and determine the total amount of the end of the period. So we have here the formula for the interest, okay? So since we are computing this one every month, so we have to divide this one by 12. So the compound interest is a fixed value, which is 15%. So that's 0.15 divided by 12. And then that's the interest every month. Okay. And then n is, of course, equal to years. But then again, since, we are talking about months, then we have to multiply this one by 12. All right. And then here's the computation for the total contribution. Okay. And then this is your annuity, your monthly payment. Okay, and then your total amount paid after 2 months, total amount of paid after 6 months, and so on and so forth. Okay, so initially you have just borrowed 200,000, but then in here it now has an interest of 0.15 divided by 12, so uh, it is now a total of value of 216,619. Okay, so again, the code is already in here. So all you need to do is copy this one and then paste it on your Visual Basic and then make it work. Okay, so just check the namings of your components right here. So for the list box, so it was changed into LB. So just replace this one into its original name to remove the error. The same with the numeric up down counter. This one right here, numeric up down. And what else? So yeah, those two only. And then the rest are the same, I guess. Okay. All right. So let me just show this one to you guys. Number 6. Okay. So all I did is, copy this one and then remove the errors. And then I now have the same result. Okay. And then copy the same of the components. So we have two labels, text box, numeric up down, button, and then a list box. Okay. Again, for the headers right here, we have it in here. So we have the month, the first column, BB tab, so 5 spaces, and then annuity, another 5 spaces, and then total contribution. Okay. So here's the computation for the int. Int stands for interest. Okay, so 0.15 divided by 12. And then we have here the computation for amortization. Okay, so just do this one. Okay, and then put it in the correct syntax, just like this one. And then you will have the same result. Okay, but there is actually a correction. Okay, there is a correction with this one. So this formula is the opposite, okay, of the correct result. So this denominator should be on the numerator. Okay. So I just cannot change this one anymore since this one is in a PDF format. But this one right here should be in on your numerator, and then this one should be on your denominator. Okay. So I times 1 plus I, which is now this one. Okay. I times 1 plus I, 1 plus I, and then raised to n, or the term right here, because that's the variable that I've declared, divided by 1 plus I. 1 plus I, or 1 plus int, raised to n, raised to term, minus 1. Okay, which is minus 1. Okay, so that's the only correction with this exercise number 6. And then for the tot amount, okay, so it's equal to tot amount plus amortization. Okay, and then it will be displayed right here. Okay, so amortization, which is this formula, and then tot amount, which is this formula. And then for the M, it's the total of months that you wanted to, to pay the amount that you have borrowed. So let me just show this one to you guys. So let's say I wanted to borrow an amount of 50,000, and then we'll pay that one uh, in 2 years. I mean, yeah, 2 years. So compute annuity. So of course that's a total of 24 months. So this is my monthly payment that I need to pay. Okay, and then this is now the total amount of contribution that that I have already paid. Okay, so at exactly 24 months or in 2 years, I have already paid a total of 58,183. So that's already their uh, revenue. Okay, that's their profit from letting us borrow amount of 50,000. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this example. So I know that you will not get this one, in one shot. Especially this one is already quite long of code, and then we have some complicated formulas right here. But yeah, this is an example for you to be able to understand and how to use a looping structure. Okay, wherein it will only stop if it's already false right here, wherein m is less than or equal to term. So if it's already false, then that's the time that it will stop looping. Okay. So, did you guys get this one so far? Just at least the idea on how or what is happening, or how did we get the result right here? Okay, good. So 2 out of 4. So at least half of you right. So kung sakaling 20 kayo, so in-expect ko kahit 10 lang. Well, in here, actually before, 10 kayo kanina, so there's only 1. So medyo hindi magandang senyales yan. So I hope to the other two, uh, I hope that you guys are getting at least 10% or 20% of the idea of what is happening right here, right now. Anyway, so that's it for the exercise number 6. Let's now proceed to the seat work right here. So write a code that prints the angles in degrees from 0 to 80. Okay, here's the degrees, 0 to 80. Step 10, so it's incrementing by 10, and its equivalent sine value right here, the second column, and then tangent value in radians. Okay, as follows. So let me just check if we have a citric. Yeah, citric degree conversion. So when it comes to sine, okay, this formula right here, sine and then tangent. So all you need to do is go back to the module 7. So I have discussed there some of the parts on how to convert a radian to degree, degree to radian. So in here we have an initial value of 0, and then it will stop uh, looping once this one became false. Okay, so here's the formula for the sine. So the first one that you guys need to check is the format. So after the comma, we are formatting, or we are getting 4 decimals in total. Okay, with the same with tangent, we are getting 4 decimals in total. And then here's the formula for sine. So we have to multiply that one by mat.pi divided by 180. So not just mat.sine times number. So we have to convert this one into a radian. So for us to be able to convert this one into a radian, so we have to multiply this one into mat.pi divided by 180. So the same with our calculator. So initially it's in degree. If you wanted to convert it into radian, we have that functionality of your calculator right here. So all you need to do is go to mode and then function, and then change the function from degree to radian. Okay, but if you want the degree one, then you don't need to multiply that one to mat.pi divided by 180 anymore. Okay. So yeah, whatever is the result of the sine will be passed on the sine variable. Whatever is the result for the tangent will be passed on the tangent variable. So we're displaying those variables here on the list box. So list box 1 that items add. So the first one is the number, which is 0 to 80. and then the sine variables, and then the tangent variable. Okay, and then here's the incrementation. So it's incrementing by 10. So if I will show this one to you guys, so compute. So we have here the degree 0 to 80, and then the sine values in radians of 0, 0 0.17 up to 0 0.9848. So let's compare. So there you go, 0 0.09848, and then 5.6713. Okay, which is the same with this one. All right. So if you're not familiar with sine and then tangent, go back with module 7. Okay, you will see there on how to convert radian to degree, degree to radian using sine and then tangent and so on and so forth. Okay, so did you guys get the idea so far? So here's the code for that one. There's a total of 17 lines. So any questions so far? Okay, so I guess none. So again, if ever that you have a question, so feel free to ask me anytime, okay? So the next one right here is using data grid view. So to make it simple, so before we are using list box, okay, the one that we are showing right here, this one right here, this one right here, and so on and so forth. So in here, the more advanced one, like it has a column line, row line, wherein you can also edit the row, you can edit the column, you can have multi-select, you can have some visible headers. Well, initially it's visible actually, but that depends on the properties of your data grid. And then you can also make the row headers visible, so you can hide that one or remove that one. So in here, that's the equivalent, okay, of data grid view. Just that data grid view is much more advanced. Okay, so this one has more functionalities. This one has more features that that can give to you. You know, if you wanted to edit your specific row, you can do that one. So the same with the column, you can also do that one. And then what else? You can also add rows. You can also delete rows. Okay, so yeah, that's it for the data grid view component. Okay, and then here's the sample this one sample properties of that one. Okay, all right, so here's the sample output of a data grid view, like the one that we have a while ago is using listbox, but in here it's now being displayed inside of a data grid view. So as you guys can see, we have here a uh, divider, like divider for rows and then divider for a column. Okay, so let's redo this one. Okay, or let me just show that one to you if I already have that example. So this is data grid view, square, and then cubes. So yeah, for the components, we only need three. Okay, so the one that will display component, and then second one where we are displaying the values of your number, square, and then cube. Okay, so take note, this is already a data grid view. Okay, I just added a background color, okay, which is now uh, or that is the reason why it's like gray right now. And then we have here another button, which is actually a button wherein you can retrieve the data inside of that data grid view. Okay, so you can display that one using a message box, just like this. So let me just show this one to you guys for now. So compute using data grid view. We have here the visible column and then the visible header. Okay. So for the column, so since we didn't put anything, so it's blank. Okay. But for the header, since we have edited this one already, so it already has a value which is the number, square, and then cube. So in here, as you guys can see, we have the number 1 to 10, and then their squared value, and then the cube value 1 to 1000. And then if I click the retrieve data grid, so it will just retrieve the row one by one. Okay, so this is the first row, second row 248, third row until it reached the value of 10, 100, 1000. Okay, so yeah, those are the things that you can do right here. So for the button one, so here's the compute using data grid view. So whatever is our formula before, so it's the same, okay, which is on here. Square is just the number squared, and then cube is just number and then cube. Okay, so using do while, okay, so our initial value is 1 up to 10. Okay, so that's it for the computation or the similarities for the uh, our first example using list box. But for the data grid view, okay, so you don't need to say, let's say, VB tab, uh, the and sign. Okay, you don't need to put that one anymore. So just put here the first variable or the first column, which is this one, and then the second column, which is the squared, and then the third column, which is cube. Okay, so it will be automatically put on these columns right here. So in here we are just declaring that we have this first column right here, which has a value of number, second column, and then the third column. So in here, it's already two in one. Okay, we have the value followed by the header number. Okay, right here. And then the value squared, and then followed by the header square. Followed by the next one is the cube, and then followed by your header cube. Okay, so this is your title. Okay, number, square, and then cube. And then here's the code on how to retrieve the data inside of the data grid view. So basically, we're just going to use this count right here, data grid view that rows that count -1. So it will just keep on, incrementing by 1 until it reaches the value of 0. Uh, or yeah, until it reached not actually 0, or until it reached the final row of that data grid. Okay, so I've mentioned 0. That's because we always have an extra space on data grid view. Okay, so if we are going to retrieve the data 111 until it reach 10, 100, and then 1000 right here, so it will give me 0, 0, 0. Okay, right here, which is the blank rows right here. Okay, so I just don't know yet on how to remove that one. But as always, we have an extra row right here, an indicator that it's already the end part of your program, okay, or of your data grid view. Okay, so yeah, and then we are displaying that one inside of message box. And then in here, we're just getting the column 0, okay, which is the number, then column 1, which is squared, and then column 2, which is the cube. So that's how we retrieve the values. So we always start with 0, followed by 1, followed by 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this example using a data grid view. So I hope you guys got the idea, at least 50% of this one. So are we clear so far? Did you guys get the idea? Or anyone who has a question? None? No question? Alright. So if you guys don't have a question, yeah, it's really, really complicated. But that's really a part of learning new things. So if it's your first time, you won't really get it at first. So that is why I highly encourage you guys to copy this one and then make it work on your own Visual Basic, so that you will appreciate the things that you can uh, do with these codes right here. Okay. Well, anyway, so yeah, just an idea on how to do uh, this one using a data grid view. And then for the assignment, okay, do we have this one? Assignment. Let me just check if it's this one, 3 raised x raised to 5. Yeah, it is this one. Okay, so in here we're going to use data grid view. So in here, we already have the function dot clear, so that every time that we're going to click this button, it will clear first whatever is inside of that data grid view. Okay, and then followed by your header, okay, which is x and then y, followed by the values below of that header. Okay, so in here we have an initial value of 5. So why is it 5? So right here, so we have this formula. Okay, so we have the value of y, which is coming from this formula, and then we have the value of x, which is already indicated in here. Okay, so for the x, it will start uh, from 5 up to 10. Okay, and then it's incrementing by 0.5. So no problem with that. So all we need to do is increment it by 5. I mean by 0.5. Okay, we have the starting point and then the ending point. So all we need to do is put the correct formula so that we can display the correct values for y. So in here, we have 3 times x raised to 5, which is the first expression right here, minus 3 times x raised to 3, okay, which is now this one. Last one is plus x, which is now this one, okay? And then we're going to display them on the data grid view, okay, which is the x and y right here. All right, so if I will show this one to you guys, so compute, we have here the 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5 until the value of 10 for the x. And then here's the equivalent value, okay, using this formula right here. So if the value of x is 5, we have 9,005. If we have the value of x, which is 5.5, we have 14,000 something. If we have 6, then it will give us a result of 22,000, and so on and so forth. So if we have 10, it will give us a result of 29,000, 297,000, and then 10. Okay, so in here we're just simply displaying, okay, the values of x, 5 to 10, and then the values of y using this formula. So the same with number 2, all we need to do is replace this formula right here, okay, and then the incrementing value or incrementation value. So we have an initial value of 1, and then it will end at 3. But yeah, we still have the same incrementation, which is 0.5. Okay, so all we need to do is change this 1 into 1 and then 3 right here. Okay, okay, so let's try to redo this one. But for the number 3, we will not do this one anymore since we don't have that much enough time anymore. So let's replace the formula. 1 plus x, okay, plus x raised to 2 divided by x squared divided by 2 plus x is x cubed, x cubed divided by 6 divided by 6 plus x raised to 4 divided by 24. So there you go. So if this one is already correct, then you're good to go. All you need to do is, oh, let me just stop this one. all you need to do is start your program and then check if it's correct. So you can verify this one using your calculator. So compute, so if we have the value of 1, we have 2 point something, 1.5, we have 4.34, we have 2, we have 7, we have 2.5, we have 10, and so on and so forth. Okay, so yeah, with the use of data grid view. So as you guys can see, I keep on clicking compute. Uh, it it will still give me one result only. Okay, but if I don't have this data grid view, that column set clear right here, will I make this one as a comment again? Ah, apostrophe. Nalimutan ko paano mag-comment. How to make this one comment again? Using hashtag. Hmm, balikan natin. How to put comments. It's on the VB1. Comment, comment, comment. Anyone who can recall how to put comments?
Apostrophe yata, sir.
Apostrophe. Ah, yeah. Okay. But what if... Okay, balikan ko lang. Depende. Apostrophe, apostrophe. Double apostrophe, double apostrophe. Pwede. So, nakalimutan ko yung multi-line. But this is just a single line comment. You can actually highlight and then I forget the shortcut since the one that I'm using now is the more on React language. So I forgot to make comments on Visual Basic. Anyway, so let's say we don't have this function right here. So say start, it will just keep on overlapping this one, or it will just keep on adding another values right here. So there you go, another value, another value, another value. So we don't want that one to happen in our data grid. Okay, since we're just showing the same result. So that's the reason why we need this that clear function right here. Okay. Well, anyway, so yeah, that's it for exercise number 2. Okay, and then for the exercise number, I mean assignment number 3. Okay, so all you need to do is put this formula right here, and then the initial value, and then the final value, and then the incrementing uh, value. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this assignment 1, 2, and 3. Any questions so far? Are we clear? All right. So we still have 4 minutes left. Okay, so maybe we can finish this one. This using exit do. So this is still the same with whatever we have a while ago. It's just that there's an additional if x is equal to 5, then exit do. So before, we only have the initial value and then the final value and then the incrementation value. But in here, we have another condition wherein once it reached the value of 5, or if x is already equal to 5, it will exit the loop. Okay, it will force close the loop. So as you guys can see right here, supposedly this will loop 10 times, okay, 1 to 10. But in here, since we have this line of code right here, it will only loop 5 times. Okay, or actually 4 times only. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, because once it reaches the value 5, it will exit the loop. Okay, so yeah, that's the functionality of exit do. So this is the syntax for the do while. Okay, and then this is the syntax for the exit while. Okay, so it's still the same. We have this condition right here. However, we just have a different way of doing that one. So we have exit to, exit while, exit for, okay, using for structure. And then I guess that's it. For the other structures, I guess they don't have that one. Okay, we only have exit do, exit while, and then exit for. Okay, so the function of exit will force close the loop once it met the condition. Okay. So did you guys get the idea of this one so far? Using exit do, exit while, and then exit for. Okay. So I highly suggest to to you to recreate or redo this one using your own Visual Studio for you to be able to appreciate this one. Okay. And then another assignment. So let me just check if we have that one right here. Assignment. I think it is this one. Or ito na yun. Ito na yan then. Okay, the one that we need is assignment loop. Okay, so in here, I'll write a program that outputs the sum of the following using while looping statements. So in here, it is asking us to display the summation of 1 to 100. Okay, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, and so on and so forth until it reaches a value of plus 100. So in here, we have an initial value of 1. And then let's change this 1 into 100. And then sum is equal to sum counter raised to 2 plus counter only. Okay. All right. So let's see this one button. So for us to be able to verify this one, let's search it on the internet. Uh, Summation of 1 to 100. Okay. So there you go. 1 to 100 is 5050. And in here, we have a result of 5050. Okay, so that's how we do that one using a do while. Okay, so we just declare the initial value, the final value, and then we just keep on adding that one on the variable sum. Okay, and it's incrementing by 1, and then we'll display that one on a message box. So yeah, that's it for now since we don't have enough time anymore. So thank you guys for coming. We'll just continue the rest tomorrow. So goodbye and see you guys tomorrow.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.